With all the things to be found in Pokemon games, sometimes players wonder, when's the soonest I can get this Water Stone? Or what are some good TMs that I can teach to my Pokemon? Or what's a good team for a game like this? In this video, I'm going to show you the optimal way of playing through Emerald that will make your experience as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Think of it like a walkthrough and a tour guide through Hoenn mixed together. This is the right way to play Pokemon Emerald version. Now, the very first thing most people wonder about is building a team. Here, I've made 3 teams for each starter that have the Techno Seal of Approval. If you've chosen Trico, I suggest using one of these 3 teams. If you've chosen Mudkip, I suggest using one of these 3 teams. And lastly, if you've chosen Torchic, I suggest using one of these 3 teams. All 9 of these teams should take care of you just fine, so feel free to choose one that fits you best or test your own ability at team building. I'm sure you've noticed that all these teams here have Gardevoir, and if there's one thing for you to take from this, is that you're going to need a Gardevoir hands down. This is a vital member of any team in Emerald. Once you've gotten your team in mind, you can start your new game. Dangerously packed away in the back of a moving truck, you arrive at Littleroot Town for the first time. After setting your clock and meeting your neighbor, your future rival named May if you're playing as a boy, or Brendan if you're playing as a girl, you'll find the silly Professor Birch being attacked by a Zigzagoon. Choose your starter and you'll find out that Birch is actually the father of your rival, and you can make your way up to Route 103. On the way there, though, stop at Oldale Town for a tour and a free potion. Beat your rival in the starter battle of a lifetime and head on back to Littleroot. Birch will give you your Pokedex and Mom will give you your running shoes. Make your way through the Petalburg City where your dad works. In fact, he's the gym leader, and if you talk to him, you get to meet yet another rival, Wally, and help him catch his first Ralts. I recommend you catch one here too, as I mentioned before. On your way out of Petalburg, you'll meet Scott, a carefree guy who sort of overlooks you for now. Don't worry, Scott, we'll earn your love, trust me. Passing through Route 104, you can meet the infamous Rich Trainer who uses a Forestore on their level 7 Pokemon. Weird flex, but okay. Enter the Petalburg Woods and find a corporate shill being bullied by Thug and Blue, the Crips, Team Aqua. You, a 10-year-old child, save this grown man and exit the woods. Outside, there's a boy here who gives you the TM for Bullet Seed, which is one of the very few grass-type TMs you'll get in this game, so use it wisely. Visit the Pretty Petal shop and grab the Whalmer Pail, something that will help you water berries throughout Hoenn. Enter Rustboro City and visit the Cutter for the Cut HM. Next, take on the gym and defeat Roxanne for your stone badge. Search around Rustboro to find the same man-child being bullied by Team Aqua yet again. Visit the Rustturf Tunnel and stop him, rescuing a Wingull in the process named Pico, owned by a man named Mr. Briny. Because you saved Mr. Shiny Shoes, he'll take you to his company, the Devon Corp, to meet the president, Mr. Stone. Instead of using the Hoenn Postal Service, Mr. Stone wants to save money, so he asks a child to deliver his letter to his son across the ocean in Dewford Town, and the Devon goods to Captain Stern in Slateport. As thanks, he gives you a free cell phone called the PokeNav. Make your way out of Rustboro, battling May near the exit, and visit Mr. Briny. You know what they say, never do a good thing unless you expect something in return. And because of that, Mr. Briny is in debt to you, and gives you a free shuttle to Dewford Town, a small island. Once you're in Dewford, grab the old rod from this fisherman and visit the Granite Cave to get the HM for Flash, as well as deliver that letter to this dreamboat here. Steven will give you the TM for Steelwing and then leave, and here you can take on the gym leader Brawly, arguably the hardest gym leader in any Pokemon game ever. With the Knuckle Badge, you can ask Mr. Briny for a ride to Slateport City. On the shores of Slateport's beach, get some soda from the shop and speak with Doc in the warehouse. I remember this being a huge problem for me as a kid because there's nothing telling you need to talk to Doc, you just are looking for Captain Stern. Anyways, enter the Oceanic Museum once you've spoken to Doc, which is taken over by Team Aqua. And first things first, grab the TM for Thief from one of them. Save yet another grown man from Team Aqua and visit the Pokemart to buy a Harbor Mail. Make your way up Route 110 to a 4-way intersection and go left first. flex your new cutting abilities and get some XP, then make your way back to the four-way intersection and go inside this house. This dude, the Trick Master, is absolutely insane. I mean it. Off the rail bonkers. He builds a puzzle in his own house for people like you to come and solve, and by golly, they're actually fun. Once you're inside, find the scroll, exit through the back, get a reward from the Trick Master, and his puzzle will change every time you get a new badge, so be sure to come back later. Lastly, make your way to the right and have the infamously difficult battle with May as she pounds you into the ground. Arrive into Mauville City and go into the first house you see. You could trade that harbor mail that we just bought with the person here for a thing called the coin case, and then go to this house over here for the HM to Rock Smash. Next, grab your bike from Rydell, who offers two types of bikes. The Acro Bike is a slower, more controllable bike that you can trick on, and the Mach Bike is faster, harder to control bike that helps you complete some puzzles. I personally prefer the Acro Bike, but you're going to actually need the Mach Bike first. But you can come back and switch at any time. There's a few trainers to the right, so beat them real quick for some XP, and then come back to find the pitiful Wally standing outside the Mauville gym. Beat him in a battle, and he'll run home. Visit the game corner, and with that coin case you just got, you can get some pretty rare TMs here, like Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. The main one of interest here, however, is Flamethrower, and it's the only method of getting it in the entire game. And you'll get the other two pretty soon anyway, so don't really focus on them. It's really expensive though, about 80,000 bucks, so if you buy your coins outright, it's going to take a while, but you can also test your luck at the slots. I'm telling children to go gamble. Anyways, pass to the left and visit Verdant Turf Town, and you can actually see Wally's house here. Get some XP on the way. You should be ready to take on Mauville's gym, so defeat Watson in a battle for the Dynamo badge, and with your bike, take a trip down the Seaside Cycling Road for some extra training, and visit the Cycle Path Trick Master for a new puzzle. Get it? Cycle Path? Cycling Road? Afterwards, you can make your way north of Mauville and visit the Wind Straight House. This house is full of a battle-obsessed family. Victor, Victoria, Vivi, and Vicky, and if you defeat all four of them in a row, they'll give you a macho brace, which is helpful for the post-game. They'll also mention a son who is much stronger than them, who should be taken on the Pokemon League by now. Remember that. Make your way up Route 111 and battle TV interviewers Gabby and Ty, and after you beat them, they'll ask you a question. Answer it sarcastically or accurately, and continue onward. On these rocky grounds over here, you'll find some people dressed in red blocking the station, so instead you'll have to take the fiery path to go around. Speak to this guy near the tree, and he'll give you a tutorial on the fan-favorite secret bases. Basically, there are hidden rooms scattered everywhere across Hoenn, and you can glam it out with your own style and visit your friends' bases as well. It truly was ahead of its time. I'm not even lying, it's really, really fun. There are bases in tall trees, shrubs, and even types of caves. Go ahead and visit the granny here for a free heal and pass through Route 113. This route is near an active volcano, so the ash lands on the grass here. You could visit the glass workshop for the soot sack and collect the ash off the grass and have him make colored flutes for you out of it, which is really cool. Arriving in Full Arbor Town, you'll visit the Pokemon Center and meet a girl by the PC. Then get the TM for Dig from the Fossil Maniac's little brother. It's not the best, but a ground move is always helpful to have. Pass down into Route 114 and meet the same girl from the Pokemon Center, Lynette, who worked together with Bill of Johto to create the storage system. In fact, she even has an email from him open on her PC. She'll give you a Lotad doll for your secret base, your very first collectible, and trust me, you're gonna love this stuff. Enter Meteor Falls to find some gang violence between Aqua and Magma, and once again, another grown man who needs your help. Can anyone in Hoenn defend themselves? After saving Professor Cosmo, grab the Moonstone located nearby. This will help you evolve these Pokemon in case you have any of them, but you probably don't. This is the only Moonstone available in the game, so also use this wisely. You can exit Meteor Falls to the south and battle these trainers, one of which is Knob. Knob is frequently seen as a trainer in Pokemon games, named after the translator of every mainline Pokemon game until Platinum. You'll see him in other games too, so keep an eye out. With Rock Smash ready, you can now pass through the Rust Turf Tunnel, reuniting the boyfriend and girlfriend for a happily ever after. They'll give you the HM for strength as a reward, and you can pass back over to Mauville City and up to the station that was blocked earlier. This time, Team Magma is not in the way, and you can take the cable car in an incredible cutscene to the top of Mount Chimney. It's simply iconic. Defeat Magma's leader, Maxie, here, and recover the meteorite from the machine behind him. On the way down the mountain, pick up a lava cookie from this lady here. It's a Hoenn signature treat after all. You have to try it. Make your way down the jagged pass into Lava Ridge Town, and this town receives heat from the volcano through hot springs, and you can experience this yourself by exiting the Pokemon Center's back door. This is the only Pokemon Center in Pokemon's history to have another exit, and you can chill with some wrinkled babes. Also, check out the sand bath and get a Wynot egg from this woman nearby. Okay, enough relaxing. Take on Lava Ridge's gym to defeat the nervous new leader, Flannery, for the Heat Badge. As soon as you win, your rival will give you an item called the Go Goggles, which helps you enter the desert of Route 111. On your way there, enter the fiery path that we were at before, and use your newfound strength abilities to enter the left side of the cave. Here, you'll find the TM for Toxic, which is good, as well as a Firestone, which will help you evolve these Pokemon if you have any of them. With the Go Goggles, you're now able to enter the desert and search for the Mirage Tower. This tower may not be here for you, and if it isn't, exit the route and re-enter. This tower has a random chance of appearing every time you enter Route 111, so enter and exit over and over again until you see it there. You'll need the Mach Bike from earlier to make it to the very top, and once you're there, you have the choice between two fossils. The Claw Fossil, which will give you Anorith, the Rock and Bug type, and the Root Fossil, which will give you Lileep, the Rock and Grass type. You can only choose one here, and the other is locked to the postgame. Once chosen, the tower will fade and you can explore the rest of this very small desert. Be sure to grab this rare candy over here, and the TM for Sandstorm as well. Take the cycling road again down to the Trick House, and solve the Crackpot's newest puzzle. Revisit Mr. Briny and Slateport's shore for a free ride to Petalburg City, this time to take on your father as the gym leader and earn the Balance Badge. After defeating him, your world opens up a little bit, just to say the least, as Wally's dad gives you the HM for Surf, allowing you to traverse water. First, though, pay a visit to your mama, and she'll give you an amulet coin for beating dad. This will help you get more money, so it's really helpful. Go ahead and surf from Petalburg all the way down to Dewford, training along the way, and get the TM for the powerful Sludge Bomb move. Pass through Dewford into Route 108, and you'll find a place called the Abandoned Ship. This place is a ship that's abandoned. You can't fully explore it yet, but you can find another powerful TM for Ice Bee and a rare candy just outside. Pass through Slateport City and revisit the Trickmaster, whom you're kind of starting to worry about, and complete his newest puzzle. Entering Mauville City again, this time you'll see Watson outside. He'll give you a key to a place called New Mauville, which is super duper nearby. Surf by the cycling road and read this funny sign with obvious beef between Magma and Aqua. You'll find the entrance to New Mauville here. Super easily you can shut off the generator in the back as well as get a Thunderstone, which helps evolve the Pokemon you see here. Tell Watson you've completed his favor and he'll give you the TM for Thunderbolts. Oh, since you're in Mauville and you probably have enough money now, why not try to see if you could buy that Flamethrower TM for 80k? Anyways, you're finally allowed to leave Western Hoenn by surfing in Route 118. First, grab the good rod from this gentleman here, and next you'll see this handsome fella roaming around. What are you doing here, beautiful? Make your way up the very long Route 119 and you'll find yourself at a place called the Weather Institute, being attacked by Team Aqua. Heal up in the bed, you'll desperately be needing it by this point, and drive those suckers out of here. Oh, hey, look, it's another adult who can't defend themselves. They'll gift you with a cast form, and you can surf down this long river here to find a Leaf Stone, which is going to help you evolve any of the Pokemon here if you have them. Make your way up and battle your rival here, and they'll gift you with the HM for Fly. You can now enter Fortree City and heal up. This city is pretty cool, as it's up in the trees. Visit this old lady here for the Hidden Power TM and notice an invisible forest blocking the gym. Exit to the right and grab this rare candy behind this cuttable tree, and on the bridge you'll once again encounter Pure Gorgeous Energy in human form. Steven will teach you about these hidden forces and give you an item called the Devon Scope, which helps reveal these blockades were Kecleon all along. With this, clear the Kecleon here and grab the TM for Sunny Day in the Scorched Slab, and move the Kecleon that was blocking the gym. You can now take on the Fortree City Gym Leader Winona and earn your Feather Badge, and you now have the ability to fly to any Pokemon Center you've been to before, so it's very helpful, obviously. Fly on over to Slateport City and take a shot at that Looney Bin Trick House level 5. The reward for this one is the TM for Taunt, which may be useful for some people. Fly back to Fortree City and visit the Secret Base shop. Here they sell a ton of decorations for the Secret Base. Some of them are actually really cool. You can now go into Route 120, for real now, and beat your way all the way through to Central Route 121 where you'll see Team Aqua go south. Instead of following them, I highly recommend visiting Lily Cove City first. You're definitely going to need to heal before anything, and now you can also grab the Pokeblock case from the contest hall. Also, May's blocking the department store, so give her a good kick in the butt and satisfy your shopping desires inside. Here, you can take the elevator or the stairs, but I recommend taking the stairs. On the second floor, you'll find general Pokemart items like potions and repels and stuff like that. And on the third floor, you'll find battle items like the X defense. On the fourth floor, you can find some pretty powerful TMs like Blizzard or Fire Blast. And on the fifth floor, you'll find some more really cool secret base items. And on the roof, sometimes you'll find a bargain sale up here with all sorts of rare items. There's also a move tutor up here who will teach your Pokemon the move Substitute one time only. Also in Lily Cove is the move deleter, the guy who will help your Pokemon forget moves like Cut or Strength that you no longer want. The move deleter's TV should be flashing right now, which means your interview you had with Ty and Gabby is now airing. Watch the report to see them talk about your Pokemon and read out your answer you provided to them. It's a super cute detail, I'd say. Once you've explored Lily Cove City, head back into Route 121 and visit the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone, explained very briefly, is a place where you can catch rare Pokemon with some weird mechanics. There are some good Pokemon locked away in here, and if you're interested in learning all you need to know about the Safari Zone, check out a video card in the corner now. I made a very detailed video about the Safari Zone and all of its mechanics. Anyways, you can find the TM for Solar Beam here, which is very cool, and again, it requires the Mach Bike. Make your way to the dock, and follow Team Aqua to Mount Pyre. On the main floor, there are two paths. First, take the upper one, and on the top floor, you'll find the TM for Shadow Ball. Fall down the holes all the way back to the ground level, and you can take the left path. Here you can find Team Aqua harassing some older people. Apparently, Magma was already here and stole something called the Blue Orb, and now Team Aqua is here taking the Red Orb. The old people here ask you to get them back and give you something called the Magma Emblem. Surf on over to Route 123 before you do anything else, and here you can get a rare candy, as well as the TM for Giga Train, as long as you have a Grass-type Pokemon with you. Continue to the left to meet the Berry Master, who gives you a random berry each day and lets you use his soil to multiply your own berry fields. Fly all the way over to Lava Ridge Town. Take the cable car to the top of Mount Chimney again and run down the jagged paths once again to find Team Magma's hideout. Defeat Maxine's side and fly to Slateport City to witness Archie stealing a submarine from the dock. What the heck is going on in Hoenn? Are there no security measures at all? I am only one man. I can't be everywhere at once. Okay, fly on over to Lily Cove City next, and then take on the Team Aqua hideout by the Lily Cove Cave. Make sure you pick up the Master Ball in here and take on Team Aqua. Now you can surf to the right even more and arrive at Moss Deep City, another island-based city known for its space center and rocket launches. First, north of the city, you'll find the Shoal Cave. This cave is actually really cool and unique. The tide affects the water levels inside. If the time on your in-game clock is between 3 and 9 a.m. or p.m., the cave will be at low tide, allowing you to walk on the base ground and find an item called the Shoal Salt. Between 9 and 3 a.m. or p.m., you'll find the high tide, and you'll be able to surf to areas you couldn't reach in low tide, as well as find shoal shells. With 4 shoal shells and 4 shoal salts, that's really hard to say, this old guy will craft a shell bell, a healing item that is pretty good to have. If your internal battery has run dry, however, that means the clock doesn't work, so your tides won't change, unfortunately. Anyways, back in Moss Deep, make sure you pick up the Super Rod, the final fishing rod that yields the best results. And it's also time to take on the Moss Deep City gym leaders Tate and Liza and earn the Mind Badge. Caution, this gym is a huge come up from its Ruby and Sapphire counterparts and it's pretty difficult to take on. Make sure you're ready. Afterwards, take a peek inside the Moss Deep Space Center and pick up the Sunstone from the Sailor here. This stone helps evolve any of these Pokemon in case you have one. My guess is that you don't. Go upstairs and help this foxy silver-haired hero defeat Team Magma. Hey, look, it's somebody who can defend themselves. As a reward, he'll invite you over to his house like a true gentleman and give you the HM for Dive. Exit his house and get the King's Rock from this kid, which will help evolve Slowpoke or Poliwhirl. I recommend at this point flying over to Dewford City once again. Now with the ability to dive underwater, we can fully explore the abandoned ship. Find the flooded room, dive underneath, and find the TM for Rain Dance, a scanner, and a water stone, which will help you evolve any of these Pokemon in case you have one of them. This is pretty much the earliest you can evolve your Lombre, unless you want to hunt for blue shards via Clamperl, so, it might be important. With this, you can fly to Slateport and give the scanner to Captain Stern inside the Slateport Harbor. He will give you either a Deep Sea Scale or a Deep Sea Tooth, an item that helps evolve Clamperl and either Gorobus or Huntail, and unfortunately you can't get both items in one file, so choose wisely. Also, check the Slateport Market now for some new shops that have popped up that sell secret base items. My favorite, as a kid, were the music note mats that play music when you step on them. Really cool, man. Gotta love secret bases. Please, try them out. They're really, really cool. Continue north for another round of Mr. Wacko's Trick House and fly back to Moss Deep City when you finish. Now, for the task at hand, saving the world. I know you guys were at a serious threat level, but I just had to visit the Trickmaster, okay? Surf south of Moss Deep into the vast ocean, and stop in Route 128 when you see the area that looks like this. Dive in this spot to find the secret cave called the Seafloor Cavern. Here you can find the long-anticipated TM for Earthquake, as well as Team Aqua who has awakened Kyogre. Put a stop to them, and make your way to the surface to watch Maxie and Archie panicking over what they've done. This is exactly what you guys said you were going to do. Why are you surprised now? I recommend surfing onward to Pacific Log and healing up there. This cool town is floating on the water, but there's not much to do here, unfortunately. From this point, you're going to need to find Sootopolis City. It's found by diving around in Route 127, as the entrance to the cave is found underwater. Now I see why there is no Hoenn Postal Service. This region is a disaster to navigate. Sootopolis City is a city within a crater in the middle of the ocean. Quite unique and special. However, they're not in the best circumstances right now, because as soon as you enter, you'll see the comically unfair dispute between Kyogre and Groudon. Speak to Bay, and he'll take you to the place called the Cave of Origin, a historical site in the back of Sootopolis City. Speak with former gym leader Wallace, and he'll tell you about Rayquaza, the only Pokemon who can qualm the battle between the two Titans. So now you can fly back over to Pacific Log Town that we were at earlier and search Route 131 for the entrance to Sky Pillar, home to Rayquaza. Ascend the tower and awaken the sky-high Pokemon. Rayquaza will rush off to Sootopolis, and you can fly right from the top of the tower yourself. So visit Sootopolis and witness pure cinema. When all is calm, though, speak to the apologetic and embarrassed Maxie and Archie. You two really are the stupidest villains around, aren't ya? Go have fun, you two. There's no punishment in Hoenn. After they leave, Wallace will just give you the HM for her waterfall, and you're now able to get your 8th badge. Defeat Gym Leader Juan, the biggest pushover, for the Rain Badge. I recommend getting the TM for Brick Break here in Sootopolis as well. It's a very helpful fighting type move. I also recommend flying over to Falarbor Town, and you can visit Professor Cosmo from earlier and finally give him that meteorite that you've been holding onto. As thanks for returning, he'll give you the TM for Return. How appropriate. Revisit Meteor Falls with your new abilities to scale waterfalls, and grab the TM for Dragonclaw in the backside. This is also the only room you can catch Bagon if you're interested. And you can also fly back over to Slateport City and take on the 8th level of the Trick House. Okay, we're in the end game now. Fly to Pacific Log and serve east. You can now scale the waterfall here to reach Evergrande City, apparently. Enter Victory Road and make your way through the onslaught of tough trainers, including Wally and none other than Vito. You know Vito, right? He's the son of the Windstrait family we were talking about before. Anyways, you can grab the Psychic-type TM from inside Victory Road and eventually arrive at the Pokemon League. Prepare yourself with enough items and take on the Pokemon League's Elite Four. Sydney, the Dark-type Specialist, Phoebe, the Ghost-type Specialist, Glacia, the Ice-type Specialist, and Drake, the Dragon-type Specialist. Lastly, you'll battle none other than Wallace, the new champion of Hoenn. Once you've defeated the Pokemon League, enjoy the celebration and the credit sequence. Welcome to the postgame, where the entirety of Hoenn is yours to explore. After the credits have rolled, you will awaken back in your house in Littleroot Town. Your father will be downstairs, and he'll hand you the SS ticket, a ticket that allows you to cruise between Slateport and Lily Cove cities. We'll get to that in a bit, though. After your dad leaves, Mom will ask you what color Pokemon you just saw on TV, and this is your choice between Latias and Latios. Be careful, because this choice is permanent, and without the fabled Eon ticket, you cannot get the other one in this playthrough. Most people choose Latios because it is competitively better. Exiting your house, Professor Birch will upgrade your Pokédex to National Mode, which allows you to gain information on Pokemon from outside the regional dex. And just a few steps later, you'll receive a call from that Scott fella who's been following you around this whole time. He's going to offer you an additional stop on that SS ticket you just got, but like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. From here, you can pretty much do anything you want in any order. I'm starting with the things that we've seen or been teased at. First, let's fly over to Slateport City and take on the final rendition of the Trick House. After completing his last puzzle, the Trick Master will give you a choice in a gift between a red tent and a blue tent, some of the best secret-based decorations. You can only choose one though, so choose wisely. Unfortunately, this is the last time you'll see him, so bid him farewell. I hope you find whatever you're looking for, you sweet hombre loco. Now you can fly on over to Lily Cove City. With the weight of the Pokemon League off your shoulders, you can now enjoy the Pokemon contests found here in the contest hall. This is its own minigame that completionists like to partake in for special ribbons on their Pokemon. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of work, understanding, and overall preparation to succeed in here. I do plan on making a guide in depth here later. Now we can make our way to the left into Route 121 and find the Safari Zone again. Now that you're the champ, your Safari Zone grew even bigger. There are some rare Generation 2 Pokemon found here, like Mareep, Wooper, Shuckle, Houndour, Miltank, and many, many more. Again, I have a guide to the Safari Zone in the description. There are some pretty cool things to be found here. You can also begin your search for the legendary Titans, Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. This is a quest within itself, especially if you did it like I did in 2003. I have full guides to catching these Pokemon, as it's way too complex to just plug in here. You can also now begin your quest to catching Kyogre and Groudon by visiting the Weather Institute near Ford Tree City, and speaking with the scientist that you rescued in the back. He'll mention that there is harsh weather in one of 12 locations, and you can go hunt them in those locations. I recommend saving before you do anything, because if you KO any of those Pokemon, you lose them forever. They do not respawn. Pay a visit back to the Sky Pillar, this time with a cracking floor puzzle like we saw in the Mirage Tower. You'll need that Mach Bite to reach the top and battle Rayquaza. Again, save before you battle because it's a one-shot sort of deal. Rayquaza does not come back after it's KO'd. Pay a visit to Mauville City, and just north of it, you'll find a place called the Trainer Hill. This place has 4 modes to choose from: Normal, Variety, Unique, and Expert. All 4 of them are extremely difficult. Essentially, you can earn a few rare items through this if you beat it quick enough, but it is so difficult to do so that it's almost not even worth your time. I'm serious, you need to have competitive Pokemon bred and EV trained to handle this facility. We can go ahead and fly on over to Steven's house in Moss Deep City just to see that he is absent, but he's left something on his table. This is a Pokeball containing Beldum for you to keep. Don't worry, you're not robbing him, as he has left a note, like any gentleman would, instructing you to care for Beldum. This Beldum is the only one in the entire game, so make sure you breed it before releasing it or trading it away. Hey, speaking of this hottie, we can actually pay him a visit, he's not gone. Fly on over to Falarbor Town, and on your way out to Meteor Falls, stop back by the Fossil Maniac. He has now opened a cave in the backside of his house, now that you're champ, and you can pass through and get the other fossil that we left behind earlier. You can also find Ditto here, which will help you with breeding in the future. In Meteor Falls, in one of the elevated deeper rooms, you'll find Steven here by himself. This is a very hard battle, and unless you've trained a bit since you've beaten the game, he will destroy you, as his team is in the high level 70s. Either way, it's a rewarding fight, as it's much more difficult than Wallace could ever hope to be. Plus, he's hot! Okay, we can now do the post-game's main event. Fly over to Lily Cove City and visit the harbor. In here, with your SS ticket, you can fetch a ride over to Slateport City. In the process of the journey, Scott will be on board and grant you access to the Battle Frontier. Put very simply, the Battle Frontier is the Pokemon challenge that you've always wanted. After speaking with Scott, pay a visit to this room over here and take a nap in the bed twice. This will make the ship dock in Slateport, and as soon as you exit the ship, go right back in, but choose the Battle Frontier as your destination. Enter through the main gate and receive your Frontier Pass, which is viewable now through your trainer card in the pause menu. This place has a lot to offer, so first I'll start with the two smallest things. With that Whalmer Pail we got way at the beginning of our adventure, we can now visit this sussy tree in the lower right hand corner. Spray it with water to reveal that it was a Sudowoodo the whole time. Hey, it's a cute reference to Generation 2, I love it. Just beyond this spot is a cave called Artisan Cave, where you can find Smeargle, which may or may not be helpful in your venture. So the Battle Frontier has 7 different facilities here, all with their own gimmicks. The Battle Factory, the Battle Arena, the Battle Dome, the Battle Pike, the Battle Palace, the Battle Pyramid, and lastly, the Battle Tower. All of these locations are led by a boss titled the Frontier Brain, and defeating them gives you a symbol colored silver or gold, depending on your performance. The goal is to get all 7 golden symbols. During this process, you'll be earning BP, a currency exclusive to the Battle Frontier, which can help you buy some super rare things like competitive items, vitamins, super sick decorations for secret bases, and move tutors that teach you some incredibly powerful attacks. The Battle Frontier is very complex, and being so, I won't go full in depth here, but it's probably going to occupy as much time as the main story did, if not more. It's quite a challenge that's well worth it, and will certainly grant you bragging rights on the playground. After this, that's pretty much it. You've explored Hoenn to its fullest. It's time to go home and take a nice, long rest. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more videos just like this one, go ahead and check out the channel. As always guys, Techno's out.